Welcome. I am Cara, and I have the privilege of working as fundraising coach for DonorBox. I have been looking forward to this conversation. We are truly hosting a global experience today, with each of us joining from a different place in the world. Global Sojourns Giving Circle focuses on empowering and equipping girls and local communities to make meaningful and sustainable changes, with the ultimate goal of breaking the cycle of deep poverty. Global Sojourns Giving Circle started with a girls' club, but it's grown into a network of circles and mentors who are empowering girls, providing them with dignity, hope, and life change. And their approach is getting noticed all around Southern Africa. Today, we have with us Priscilla Plummer, who's the founder of Global Sojourns Giving Circle, and Gloria Mubita, who's a mentor on the ground in Zambia with Believe Girls Club. Would you each say hello?
I'm Priscilla Plummer. I'm the founder of Global Sojourns Giving Circle, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity.
Hello, I'm Gloria Mubita, Believe Girls Club Foundation. I'm a mentor here in Zambia, working with the girls.
Welcome. We're so glad to have you today. And at DonorBox, we are excited to share more about Global Sojourns Giving Circle. Their work is done in Southern Africa, but they're also a registered 501c3 charitable organization in the United States. So today we want to understand more about the good work you do, your journey, and we want to share your success story with the nonprofit community in the world. And we'll jump right into it. So Priscilla, will you tell us about the inspiration behind Global Sojourns and the Global Sojourns Giving Circle?
Oh, we're so excited to have this opportunity. Thank you for that. In my early career, I was in marketing and management for small businesses in the United States. And during that time in my life, I became more and more aware of economic disparities, not only in our country, but especially globally. I also became more and more aware of all the benefits I had as a woman because of women before me. And I came up and through high school with the benefits of Title IX. And once I became aware of all that other women and men did to make that possible for me, things just started to come together to see how I might help others. And I was always drawn to Africa. And finally, I decided to just make a change. And I went from my career here to going over to Africa. I started out in Kenya. And I spent a lot of time just listening and learning. I spent about 6 months going out and listening to female entrepreneurs from all levels and started my journey of learning. And over the years, I came to really see how little was being done for people at that level, and how little their voices were being heard, the situation of women in this part of the world. And there began the journey.
I love that. And I love that perspective too. And just the way that you are using that to inspire women at a global level. So talking about inspiration, what about Global Sojourns Giving Circle inspires you the most?
Oh, that's easy. It's working with people like Gloria. There's just such amazing souls and people who are really passionate about helping the girls in their communities have a better upbringing than they had and wanting to see their community be healthier. And to be able to come alongside people who care so much, who give so much to helping those around them is a privilege.
Absolutely. So we spoke a little bit about the organization, but can you give me some specifics about the problem that your programs and services solve? How are you directly working to bring this awareness, to make this life change within the communities you serve?
So the communities in which we work are face tremendous poverty and economic poverty. And also there's a real patriarchal attitude where girls are less than. Sometimes there's the attitude of they're there for men, boys and men. And so what we did is just being there, kind of talking to people, where is this of interest? And then we started finding one another. And I think at the end of the day, we're about helping people have a life of dignity. And when you live with deep poverty, and especially if you're a girl, it's very hard to have. Your path in life is kind of set out for you. You become dependent. You have little agency over your life. But what we're finding is when you have a mentor come in along that path, all these new possibilities open up. And sometimes it's as easy as just believing in that child. And then the mentors like Gloria help pave a new way for them, help nurture them to go further in school and open up possibilities for them. So at the end of the day, they do have more agency over their lives. They can use their gifts. They can contribute, and they're not dependent. Their life isn't determined by somebody else.
That is beautiful. And you've mentioned Gloria. Gloria, I would love to ask you a few questions, if I may. You work directly with the girls and young women that come into your program. You serve as a mentor to them. Can you share a story about a specific person who's benefited from Global Sojourns Giving Circle? Maybe someone who has gone through the different educational opportunities and how they're applying that to their life today.
Okay, thank you very much. I know you have asked for one, but I think I'll mention two, if that's okay with you. The first person I would love to share, it's me, Gloria, as a mentor. I've benefited so much with Global Sojourns Giving Circles, because Global Sojourns Giving Circles, it's not just an organization, but it's a family that looks at a person as someone they want to improve their life, they want to develop their life. So the benefits that I got from Global Sojourns Giving Circles, they are quite big. I gained confidence, I gained strength from them. If I need counseling, I have people I can talk to. So I look at the Global Sojourns Giving Circles as a group of people who have passion, love, care, and support. In one word, I always say Global Sojourns Giving Circle, it's a family that has your back each and every day. So because of the treatment I was given by Global Sojourns Giving Circles, and I'm passionate about my work, working with the girls, it has been something very easy, because as a mentor, I don't have a heavy bag behind my back, such that I'm stressed, I'm depressed. Most of the time I have someone I can talk to. It's easy to talk to Priscilla. It's easy to talk to other people. So because of that, I'm able to talk to the girls and counsel them in so many ways. So the story which I'm going to share with you, it's of one girl that was 2015 who was sexually abused by a certain man. She came to me and said, this person has been abusing me for quite a while. And that was the time I was starting working with Global Sojourns Giving Circles. You know, some other organization, you can't reach out to the CEO. You can't reach out to someone who receives your report. But with Global Sojourns Giving Circle, it's something very different. You can reach out almost to everyone asking for help. So I reached out to them, and they introduced me to one of the board members. Her name is Donna, and she helped me to counsel this girl. Right now, as we are talking, she's at one of the best universities in Zambia, studying economics. So this is a girl who was once sexually abused, but after going through our counseling process, after going through behavior change, after going through several talks with her, she was able to pick up her pieces of life together and support from the girls themselves and improve on her education. Then when she finished her secondary education, she was able to apply for university. Right now, as we are talking, she's at university. So we have a lot of success stories. And the success stories, they start from me as a mentor, me as Gloria, how I look at Global Sojourns Giving Circles.
That is a beautiful story.
Thank you.
You are at the organization. It sounds that like it is a true community between the mentors, between the students. But I understand too that you are working with these girls. You're working now with boys, and you're working with leaders in the community to break down these systems. Priscilla, will you talk a little bit more about that direction of your organization and how you're empowering the girls? Yes, you're providing these mentorship and programs, but how else are you coming alongside these communities to provide for them and make sustainable change?
Well, and this is where I'm so thankful for our community of donors. And this is the time where we so appreciate being able to tell the story, because we want to attract people who can support this kind of approach, because it's deep and it's sustaining. And this is where the real change happens, I believe. So what is at the core of this work, there's like 7 fundamentals, one of which is I see you, I hear you, I believe in you. And we do that with the mentors. And as you can see, the mentors do that with their youth. The other one, and the first one, is community buy-in. This only works if it's something that the community can embrace. And so when we realize that in working with girls, at some point you need to work with the boys. There's where we work, there's a lot of high unemployment. There's a lot of stress among the boys. And so what we've done is we move slowly in this direction, and you have to have the right people involved. And we've had some men early on watching this, seeing this, and at first they were like, "Oh no, we can't have anything to do with girls and this women. That's not what an African man does." But as soon as they came to see the connection between empowering girls and a healthy community, economic development, a light bulb went on, and we now have the most amazing team of men leading the way on boys clubs and working with their communities. And it's very delicate work. You can't rush in. And because of our approach, because of how they do this, we're really making headway here, and such that I've seen cultural shifts happen before my own eyes. And it is another tremendous privilege of being part of this and having these guys leading the way on the ground. And I'm happy to go into any specifics on that. But the main thing is that buy-in and that relationship with that community.
Absolutely. You do have a strong model and it's working. How do you explain that to individuals who would want to financially support Giving Circle? With so many great organizations out there to support, why would they choose you?
I tell you, now's a perfect time to come in and support, because as I said, I'm so thankful for those who believed in this vision early on about coming alongside and having dignity at the core. And now what's happened, we have these deep roots. We have, it's like we're ready for takeoff. We're experiencing now this exponential organic growth. We have way more demand than we can financially fund, because people are seeing a change in behavior in their children, or the kids who are in these clubs, the headmasters, the teachers, parents, elders in the villages and communities, and chiefs are coming to these guys, and Gloria can speak about this, asking, they can say, we can see the change in the behavior of the kids that are in these clubs, and we want more of them. And we're having to say no, at the moment. And I'd love to have Gloria speak to that. And so it's a perfect time because our roots are deep now. We've got this model down, and it's taking off. What's happening is in these clubs, they're hatching more clubs. They start off with one, and then they have three, and then a girl comes up and through. We just have a video coming out, our first one, story of Procedure, who was she was a girl in a club, and she now has three clubs, and she now has alumni, and some of them go on to start a club. And so it's this exponential growth that's led by them. But Gloria, it would be fun. You might want to share about what you do with the demand.
I would love to hear that. Gloria, would you take a few minutes and share with us, what are you seeing on the ground? How is that demand coming to you, and how are you responding?
So with the demand, more especially from the parents themselves, it's quite high, because I remember a month ago we had a local radio program with one of our girls. She's the one who went to represent the Believe Girls Club. And a lot of parents were asking on how they can bring their children there. So as Global Sojourns Giving Circles, we reach out to small groups, 15 per club.
We'll come back to that question. So Priscilla, what have been some high points in your own growth story and the growth story of the organization?
Inspired by our guest? When your supporters feel the same way about your mission, put the power of speedy giving in their hands. DonorBox Text to Give is super easy to set up and lets your supporters give by sending a simple text message from their smartphones. One setup, no forms, no fuss. Ideal for on-the-spot donation drives, church services and conferences, or hassle-free repeat donations. Let the moment move you. DonorBox, helping you help others.
A high point for me was when going from laying out a vision of this to the mentors grabbing it and having that baton passed off, and then leading the way. And then we come alongside to help with capacity building, to bringing the mentors together, because that's a big part of this, is the community that they have with each other to inspire one another, to share lessons learned, and to see their enthusiasm and them leading the way and wanting to inspire more people with this model, more organizations out there. That's an exciting part for me.
Priscilla, can you speak to a high point in something you've seen at the club level?
There are so many, but I'll share this one story. The boys clubs were getting going, and that was kept kind of quiet because we take some time to nurture that along. And I was with some of the girls one day, and I said, would you like to go and see where the boys are meeting in your area? And so they said, yes, let's go. And there were 4 of them, and we went and we stopped by the clubhouse, and the boys were actually there. They were finishing up their Saturday gathering, and the girls walked in and introduced them. They were standing up to introduce themselves, and one of the girls said, "Hi, I'm Mary. I'm from Girls Time Club in Victoria Falls, and I really enjoy my club, and I'm happy to be here. And I see men as weapons of mass destruction in my life." And, it's because of what she's seen. Her mother is a single mother, and it's tough out there. It's tough when you have all this, economic stress. And so anyway, by the end of the meeting, she and the other girls stood up and said, thank you. Thank you, boys, for coming together and caring enough about us, because it's boys for girls empowerment. And they could see a light, and you could see in her, for the first time, she had hope for a future of being in a healthy relationship with a man. And so then she went back to her club, and they talked to the mentors there. And in 2 weeks, they brought the two clubs together, and they sat under a tree for like 2 hours, 3 hours, talking about these issues, deeply sharing with one another. And then they went out and played volleyball for a couple hours in the afternoon. And it was the first time for some of them to see a boy as a friend, not just a boyfriend, which usually means sex, and it, do you love me? And it was such an empowering experience. So I'm very grateful that I was able to be there to see that. And then you multiply that out.
I truly believe behind every strong woman, there are strong men behind her, encouraging her and offering that friendship. So that is beautiful. Thank you.
Stay tuned, because we're going to be coming out with more information about how boys and men are getting involved. It's very exciting.
That is very exciting. And I will look forward to reading about that for sure. Gloria, I see that you have joined. How is your connection? You feel like you are ready to speak?
Sorry, my connection was quite bad, but I'm ready to speak now.
Oh, this sounds great. You sound terrific. So I'm going to ask you 2 questions. One is that first one again, and then I have a question for you about your own personal growth. So I'll start with the first one. Gloria, you work very closely with these students as a mentor at the club level. How do you see the demand for these services affecting you as you're working with these girls? And can you give me an example of how they want to take part in your services?
Okay, thank you. So the demand itself for a lot of people coming to knock on our door, it's affecting us, because we know what's happening in the field, and chasing the girls is one of the difficult things to say no to them because they want to join. And again, you can't allow all the girls to come and join. One, it's because we reach out to smaller groups, and finances themselves. Per year, we write a proposal, and depending with what you are given, that's how you are able to sustain your club. So now, the demand is just too much. One, it's because of the programs that we offer to the girls. We have different programs for Believe Girls Club. We have life skill, psychosocial life skill programs. We have entrepreneurship program for those who completed school. We also have exposure. It's quite funny when I say exposure, a lot of people will laugh. What do you mean exposure? But we have girls who have never in their life gone out, maybe to have pizza. Even the mighty Victoria Falls that we have, ever since been born, they have never been to the Victoria Falls. So those are some of the things that we do to the girls. And the other thing is the counseling that we offer to the girls. And most of all, one of the things that the girls themselves love about coming to our safe space is the friendly environment that we have created with the girls. We have a certain bond with them. It's like when you're at home, you cannot share all your problems with your parents, but when you come to the girls' club, you are able to talk to your girlfriends freely. You are able to talk to us freely. If you want to cry, you can cry out, and we are able to interact. So that bothers me. What bothers me most is to see a lot of people coming to knock on our door, and I can't open that door wide open for everyone to come in, because I'm limited with other things that are hindering me from opening that door. if given an opportunity, I can reach out to almost all the girls in Zambia so, so that they can get the services that we offer.
That would be a beautiful day when all the girls in Zambia could have access to that program. Gloria, would you share what has been a high point in your own growth story, either a way that Global Sojourns Giving Circle has affected you personally, or something that you've seen at your club?
Something that I've seen in the club, it's the fact that the girls, they keep on coming back. You know, without us reminding them that we have a meeting, they're already at the clubhouse. It shows how much interest, determination they want to be in the safe space. So to just see a girl child coming back the following week to just want to attend the meetings, for me, it's a plus, because it means our work is being heard somewhere there. Our work is changing the girls. And there was a time we reported one girl, ever since I started with working with the girls, who got pregnant when she was 16 years old. The fact that she came, even if she was pregnant, she came back to the girls' club. The girls themselves helped her, and she continued coming to the girls' club without shame. And the community out there was laughing. She was a laughing stock to the community. Right now, because of the help she got from the club, counseling with her girlfriends, talking, they know the importance of friendship. Right now, as we are talking, she's doing nursing. She's studying nursing, which is a plus for us. So the fact that a girl child continues coming at the girls' club, even when they complete school, they still communicate to us, they still come to us. It means our work has a huge impact on them, because if it didn't have any impact, they could have gone for good. But they keep on coming back. Sometimes when we have hiccups, more especially during the COVID, we say, no, we cannot be meeting because we are not allowed in our country to meet. But the girls, they continued calling, no, we need to be meeting. Let's have another alternative. So we had to create a WhatsApp group, a Facebook page, just to reach out to these girls, because the demand was just too high. So the girls themselves coming back, for me, it's something that touches my heart. It shows that our work is being heard.
Absolutely. And you touched on it. The girls have a safe place to meet where they aren't judged. And then Priscilla, you mentioned too, it's very empowering for you each to say to them, I see you, I hear you, I believe in you. And that is really what is growing this change in your organization. And I admire that so much. So what is in store for Global Sojourns Giving Circle in the next few years? What's next?
In the next few years, I think what I'm seeing now is that, one, the clubs themselves are growing, because when I started working with Global Sojourns, it was just a girls' club. Now we have boys' clubs. So I feel because of what's happening now, we are going to have a lot of girls' clubs. We are going to have a lot of boys' clubs. The demand is growing. We are going to be almost in most countries. So in the next few years from now, with what Global Sojourns has put in place, a lot of things that it's helping each and every club we have. We are going to have a lot of girls' club that such that we are reaching out to girls, and the girls, they'll reach out to another girl, and another girl will reach out to another girl, because these girls, they are all change agents. So that's what I see. I see a bright future. I see Global Sojourns going very far, because it's passionate. What we do, it all comes from your heart. It's not judgmental. It looks at the bond you have, and seeing a girl child, a boy child grow and mature in a certain way. So as a result, we are having girls who are coming back to the girls' club and helping. So in a few years from now, more especially with my club, I see a girls' club to mature into a ladies' club. A ladies' club will mature into, I don't know what will be called in the near future, because it's a chain that keeps on growing.
That is beautiful. Yes, they as the girls go through the program, they can step in and empower others who are coming up, which is generational change. That is really fabulous. Thank you, Gloria. Priscilla, I'll ask you the same question. What's in store for Global Sojourns Giving Circle from your perspective in the next few years?
For right now, it's supporting this organic growth and really being there for the mentors like Gloria to help them do what they're set out to do in their communities. And with that, it's to reach out and share this story and to help educate donors. And I know there's a lot of interest in giving overseas, and we want people to be able to better understand what to look for in when you want to donate overseas, and to help people move from top down, taking our ideas over to Africa and telling them how to do things better, and setting up a structured program designed on other continents to help people see the talent on the ground and the power of coming alongside. And so for me personally, I look forward to having more of those conversations and to having more of the people on the ground, such as Gloria, be able to come over and speak out to those interested in supporting in areas where we work.
Sounds like it's a beautiful relationship between the leaders of the organization, the donors who are providing the financial sustainability for the organization, and the mentors, the communities, the students on the ground who are taking part in these activities. It sounds like it's a very close-knit community you have.
It very much is, and we want to be able to retain that. So as we grow, we're looking at, having the elder mentors form a circle, and then the mentors under them forming a circle led by those mentors. What we did initially for the mentors, these mentors such as Gloria will be working with that next generation of mentors. Another thing I want to speak to is that a lot of these clubs were quietly but intentionally set up in areas that are near wildlife and national parks. There's a direct connection between the work we're doing and the environment. And we've had to go step by step, but now more and more, and even Gloria's Club now is introducing environmental awareness into their club. But one thing about this region where we work in Zimbabwe and Zambia and Madagascar, being able to go and see the wildlife there, see the wild space is a tremendous privilege. But we're losing wildlife at a very rapid rate. And if the communities in and around these areas aren't economically stable, aren't healthy, then we don't have a hope. It'd be very hard to preserve this. And so a whole other story of what we're doing is helping to strengthen this resource that's not only important for their countries, but for all of us in the world. And so that's a very exciting next step. And we have some of our clubs are right next to the national parks, such as Hwenge National Park and up in Zimbabwe, and Mfuwe, which is right by Salpawangwa in Zambia, and the Lower Zambezi area. And so it's a very exciting time ahead of us. But we've gone step by step, just like we started first with the girls and got our model down there, which is always evolving based on the input. The mentors keep evolving, this model based on what we learn. And then and then we've gone to the boys and now really bringing in a more focus on the environment.
Well, you have a strong model. It's worked very well to empower and encourage life transformation for this generation of girls. And the trickle down effect on this has everything, it has impact on everything from your communities to breaking through some ingrained social structures. And even in the environment, you are truly impacting this continent for a generation and generations to follow. And I thank you for that. I thank you for sharing your time with us today and letting us know more about all you're doing in the world, and for encouraging and inspiring other nonprofit leaders to make a big impact. So thank you. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you for taking time to join us.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Come visit.
I plan on it. That's definitely going to happen. Talking to Priscilla and Gloria brings home just how important it is for nonprofits to help donors understand not only the need that drives that cause they're supporting, but also the socioeconomic and cultural context around their programs and services. Global Sojourns Giving Circle is all about coming alongside the community, and that may take time, but it's clearly incredibly rewarding and inspiring, which is why I was so excited to interview Priscilla. After all, that's exactly what the Nonprofit Podcast is all about: staying in touch with the impact of our work. Connecting with on-the-ground results can be challenging, which is why we are here with a new, inspiring, informative, and always interesting interview every Thursday. So follow, rate, and download the Nonprofit Podcast today and join us next time. Until then, stay inspired.
The Nonprofit Podcast, powered by DonorBox, helping you help others.